This video is sponsored by the timeless collection of jewellery by Hayat Envy, who offer a curated range of chic, everyday styles for every moment. Please click on the link in the description box below, and only for my awesome viewers, there is a limited 20% discount for anyone using the AMuslim20 code. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. Thank you for joining me. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button, otherwise you could miss out on future uploads. So, this story is causing a bit of a storm, and rightly so. An offensive image depicting the Prophet Mohammad ﷺ was used in lesson in Batley Grammar School, West Yorkshire on Monday, and dozens of people protested, standing outside the school on Thursday, with some demanding the teacher be sacked. Head teacher Gary Kibble apologised unequivocally. The member of staff who showed the insulting image also apparently gave his sincere apologies, but nevertheless he has been suspended pending an investigation, and all teaching of this course has been withdrawn for now. So, this bizarre school in Batley didn't realise, this teacher then, that if you show pupils a depiction of the Prophet ﷺ, and especially a mocking, provocative Charlie Hebdo one, which lampoons the Prophet ﷺ, it would be highly offensive and insulting to Muslims. Seriously, where do they find these teachers nowadays? Frankly, where has this guy been for the last 20 years? Either he's just leapt out of a coma, or he must be a time traveller.
I'm from the future.
To somehow bypass the last 20 years of news and culture. How has he managed to not have come across this huge issue? It's utterly remarkable. Only 6 years ago, 2015 I believe, Charlie Hebdo, we had the Charlie Hebdo attacks when 12 people were murdered. And then last year, this French teacher who was teaching a class on freedom of expression, I think his name was Samuel Paty, he was murdered also and beheaded. So this was just literally 1 year ago. And this teacher was like, I'm in Batley. 3/4 of all pupils in my school are Muslim, or at least ethnic minority. It shouldn't be a problem to go ahead and show these Muslim children an offensive Charlie Hebdo cartoon. I mean, it only got its original creators murdered, and only last year had a French teacher beheaded, but I should be okay. Who is this guy? Homer Simpson? What makes it even more astonishing is the clear-cut Key Stage 2 guidance for teachers on this subject in Kirklees Borough. The syllabus says the following: children should be given reasons why visual representation of God and the prophets is forbidden, haram, in Islam, end quote. Are you telling me that this teacher was likely teaching his pupils a class on reasons why visual representation of God and the prophets is forbidden, haram, in Islam, and he was doing this by showing them an offensive image of the Prophet ﷺ? Subhanallah. This is just a whole new level of stupidity.
Why people don't like him? Because he's a stupid guy. That's why.
Can you seriously imagine a teacher taking a lesson on the horrors of the Holocaust, and then he suddenly goes, oh, by the way, check out this tattoo I have of the Nazi swastika. What do you think? Or can you imagine a teacher doing a class on the Atlantic slave trade and then suddenly stopping to say, oh, by the way, it wasn't so bad. Only a few thousand people died. It wasn't like the Holocaust or anything. How offensive and insulting would that be? Extremely. I'm glad you agree. Dude, you do not do a class on how offensive it is to show a picture of the Prophet Mohammad ﷺ by showing your pupils a picture of the Prophet ﷺ. You douche! I honestly don't think this teacher is qualified to be working in a school. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, I don't mean to be cruel, but there are definitely issues here. That something just isn't quite right about this story, and I get the feeling that there's a lot more that will hopefully soon come out, but there is definitely more than meets the eye, because I just don't buy it that this teacher didn't know. I mean, everybody has a right to be dim, but nobody has the right to be that stupid. So either he knew, and he did it anyway, hoping to be a free speech martyr for the right and the far right, or he is that stupid, which, by the way, I don't buy. And there is actually a third, much more sinister option that I hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't that he isn't a far right plant. a bit like a provocateur who's trying to stir up a culture war in the UK, because I know the far right is itching for a war with the Muslims.
I expect this.
Things have been quiet since the corona outbreak, and the Muslims have they've rehabilitated their image and they haven't been in the news much. So the far right would love for it to all kick off again. And with the coronavirus now getting under control, I think they could be looking for the opportunity to restart that culture war, and they would love for Muslims to be up in arms again and doing terror attacks, etc. So then they can say,
I think Islam hates us.
oh, we told you so. These Muslims do not belong here. We need to crack down hard on them, even more than before, because these guys are barbarians. Anyway, so we're going to sort of keep an eye on this story and see what happens. I'm sure there will be more coming out. But until then, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Take care, my dear brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.